Hey there everyone, welcome to the second video in my 2013 computer build. This is going to be on the cooling system that I'm initially going to put into the system to keep the CPU cool. It's the Corsair H100i. I went with the H100i instead of the H110 or the H100 or the H80 or whatever, just because the H100i does connect to Corsair Link, just like my power supply does, the AX1200i. So that's basically why I chose this one specifically. Otherwise I probably would have gone with the H110, just for slightly better cooling potential. Again, I'm going to do a quick walk around the box this time, not as long as the other one was, and then get right into the unboxing part of the whole deal here. So you can see, nice Corsair box. Got the Hydro Series logo up top here. Not a whole lot on the front here. It really just says for Intel and AMD, and then multiple different languages. On the top here, we've got a whole bunch of information, basically just talking about the performance of the actual system, Corsair Link, and then just a dual radiator design instead of the single radiator design. On the back, there's a whole bunch of, basically a rundown of the features of the thing. There's a performance temperature chart of a Intel i7-3770K at 4.6 gigahertz. They say this thing at 100% load with an ambient temperature of 25 degrees Celsius should keep that CPU in those conditions at 47.94 degrees Celsius, which is pretty good. And they compare it to the Intel box cooler. It just says fail. It doesn't actually say anything else. Let me zoom in on that. It's pretty funny, actually. And there's some focus for you guys. So you can see that's kind of silly. Down here it just says the noise at 100% load. So they're talking about the Hydro Series H100i versus the H100. The H100i is slightly quieter. I actually have an H100 in my current rig, so I'll be able to probably compare that maybe in the future. Moving down here, you can see the sockets it's compatible with. For Intel, you've got LGA 1155, 1156, 1366, and 2011. For AMD, you've got AM2, AM3, and FM1. Then they say the processors it's compatible with, Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge, all the good stuff, Pentium, Celeron, Athlon 64, Opteron. That's not really as important as the socket compatibility. Then we've basically just got some more info here talking about the fact that it requires a case that actually has two 120mm fan mounts on the top with, this is key, 15mm spacing for the standard dual radiators. So that's basically a standard for radiator design. Then moving even further over, it just gives you a list of what's in the box. There's the actual cooler, there's a couple of fans, there are mounting brackets for stuff and things, and then all the mounting hardware. There's a quick start guide and a Corsair Link cable. So that's about it really. Everything that really matters here. Let's take a quick look at the side of the box actually that gives us some dimensions of the thing. Just refocus. And so you can see it's 120mm by 120mm by 25mm. Fan speed 2700, 10% RPM, 77 CFM, 4mm, H20 for the fan pressure, 37.68 decibels for the noise level. It just says it features a tachometer basically, and then it gives you the actual radiator dimensions down here. So that's fan dimensions, that's radiator dimensions. And then obviously they do it in every other language as well. Anything else? Really not much. On this side of the box there's just the logo, or the product logo. Now let's actually get into the unboxing. So I'm just going to open this up here. Got some foam on top. Got the H100i quick start guide basically. This basically just tells you how to do it. And it's kind of neat how they do this. They have it set specifically for Intel, so they say, hey, this is the stuff you're going to need to install it for Intel, and then they go through and tell you actually how to do it and everything. And then after that, they actually tell you how to do it for AMD. So they say this is the stuff you need for AMD, and then again, same thing. They go through and tell you all the different steps. So they show it to you for both, which is pretty awesome. Next up, warranty against defects for Australian customers. The Corsair Solutions Guide 2010, so that's like 3 years old now. Just talking about the fact that they have memory, cooling solutions, power supplies, and cases, and flash USB, and solid state drives. So Corsair's got their fingers in everyone's pie. Get rid of the foam, and we're faced with a bunch of wrapped things in plastic. Starting left to right, I guess we'll go across the bottom and the top. This is all your mounting hardware here. Let me just zoom in a little on this so you guys can see a little better. There you go. So this is all the mounting hardware pretty much. Screws and brackets and, well, just screws actually in this one. In here we have the brackets. There's multiple different ones in here. There's the AMD, well, there's not multiples really. There's the AMD one and then there's the Intel one. So these two together here, if I can get them to fit. These two are the Intel solution, and then this is the AMD solution here. And those just come in a little foam bag, which I can't get them back into effectively. Come on. And yeah, whatever. Then we've got some cables. We've got a couple of PWM fan splitter cables and the Corsair link cable. So these are the PWM fan splitters. I'll actually keep these out for now. Let me just focus on them for you guys here. So you can see basically, I'll show you just one of them. They're the same cable. It's just a 4-pin PWM fan connector on one end, and then it comes down to a Y intersect, and then you've got your proprietary style connector that connects to the actual water block pump assembly. So I'll show you how that connects after. The rest of the stuff we have in this bag is just the Corsair link cable, which is basically a standard USB mini, I think that's mini cable, and then the fan header that you connect to your motherboard. Then we've got a couple of fans. These are similar to the SP, the Corsair SP static pressure fans, but they're specific proprietary ones that come with the H100. Like I said, they're very similar. They have a slightly different look to them. They don't have the interchangeable like color rings on them, but besides that, they're pretty much the same. So you get two of those. And then you get the actual radiator cooling unit block that's all self-contained right here. Move that box to the side. So there you go, and that's actually, I guess, backwards. It would be in the case like this. So yeah, you got the two 40mm radiator at the top there, basically. Let me refocus onto it. There we go. So you got your basically two fans. The fans fit onto it like so, basically. One there, one over here. The ideal solution is actually to have your fans pulling air in from the top of your case, so that way you get the coolest air possible. You can do push-pull configurations on this radiator if you have enough space on the top of your case, so you're not running into your motherboard. You can see on this side there's the fan screws as well. If I can, there you go. You can see them there and down here, up at the top. So you can do a push-pull, which basically means you'd have one fan pushing in, and then another fan pulling the air back through. So as you can see, that gets pretty thick. You need that much space basically at the top of your system in order to do that without running into your motherboard. So yeah, basically this sits in your system like this, pretty much. I suppose you could kind of do it backwards maybe if your case supported it so that it sits in like that or something, if you guys can see that. But that is not really how it's designed to sit. It is designed to sit like so. But to actually show you the block itself here, it's got pre-applied thermal paste on the back. Basically protected by this little plastic cover thingy. Then you've got your power connector for it, which is a SATA style connector, SATA power style connector, and then a TAC connector for your motherboard, so you can control the speeds and all that. It's kind of hard to show you guys the actual block. There we go. So on the actual block, you've just got the Corsair logo on the front. On the side, you have your, let's bring this closer again. On the side, you've got your USB connector for a Corsair link, and then whatever this is, possibly an additional Corsair link connector so you can plug something else into this. On the top, you've got the proprietary PWM connectors. They give you 2 of these. Normally you'd use 1 for the 2 included fans, but if you do use push-pull, they give you 2 slots. So these just connect in like this, and then you have your 2 connectors. And that is everything that's in the box. So thanks for watching this video. Next up we'll have some other stuff, most likely. You know, it might be something like this. I don't know if you guys saw what that was. You might have to try and freeze frame and see if you can figure out what it was. But we might do one on that, and then there should be another component coming in soon. I do actually have my motherboard in now, so I'm pretty set on the components I'm going to be using. And that video should probably be up next weekend, maybe 2 of them next weekend. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.